I found that people were as ignorant or as knowledgeable as me. So that made me rather comfortable. Very few people understand where we are heading. It's all right. So let's start with this question, whether the print media and the electronic media will survive. Why I have segregated, why I have not called it media? Because media encompasses more things like films and others. The median age in India is 26.2 years. No country in the world has this. No country in the world, believe me. Every country is an aging country. The only country that has a median of 26.5, 26.2, in fact by the time we are talking, it's 26.1. That's the median age of India. And more than 65% of the population is below 35. Below 35. That is astounding. And only 12% are above 58. 12% of the 1.23 billion, it's not 1.2, 1.2324 billion is above 58. The decision makers in corporate, in business, in every field are more or less in that 12% group. The rest of India belongs to below 65. Now, how do we tackle it? How do we communicate? How do we talk to it? Now jumping straight into the media, this is the last figure that came out in the last week of February 2013. You can't get more modern than this. This is the KPMG report. TV, which is now slated at 37,000 crores, will go up to 42,000 crores in the next 5 years. There's a stupendous growth rate at 18%. So when people struggle about 5%, 4% growth, you know what 18% means. We have a long way to go. Radio, which started off in the mother of electronic media, is a very small but still an influential section. It's not that you can't sort of wipe it off. It's in terms of industry size, it's only 1.3 thousand crores. It'll go up to about 1.4. We'll keep it only as an adjunct, but it has a number of listeners. Print is 22,000 crores, which is going up to 24. Now going up to 24 itself is a mystery. I'll come to that when we come to other slides. The rest are given the much vaunted soft power of India, Bollywood and all that. That's slated at only Bollywood and Tollywood and all goods is only 11,000 crores. So we compare that to the strength of TV at 37,000 crores. Ladies and gentlemen, the one to watch is digital ad. Digital ad is smaller. It's almost double the size of radio today. It will go up to almost more than that. It has recorded 41% growth in the last year. Will flatten out at 32. We'll come to this. This is where the catch lies. Okay, let's look at the media platforms and penetration. 731 million people are estimated as of last November, December to be watching TV. That takes care of the effective part of India's population. Print, with all its long history, still reaches only about 240 million. And FM radio, I saw the little tiny size of the radio segment. That is the strength, which is almost that of print. And when phase 3 starts of FM, it will actually catch up with print. And internet is at 124 million. This was 99 million when we were talking last. Okay, media and entertainment size, again these are the sheer numbers, so we've placed the numbers. I'm coming to the core part of the story. Global print circulation is falling. I've given 3 years, 2008, 2009, 2010. Can you see the thud? It's not falling, it's not tapering, it's thudding down. New York Times is about to close down to digital mode. I think Newsweek is also transferring itself. It's just different. Now let's take a look at India. It's going up. That means India still has an appetite for the print media. There is an appetite for the print media, and as we predicted in the KPMG report, it will still go up for the next 4 to 5 years. at a lesser rate, but it will go up. Why does it happen? The two differences in two figures is, one, in India we're talking in terms of circulation, not readership, and there it is a paid dailies. They are not strictly comparable, but I am giving that only as an example because that was the only data I could get. This is from the World Association of Newspapers. I think the trend is very clear to you. Literacy in India is shooting up. Literacy in India has shot up to 74%. We will not get into a debate whether the top end of 74, bottom end of 74 can barely read or write. Question is, they are new literates. They take pride in the fact that they can understand alphabets. That's more than enough. In the past, somebody would read out the papers. Now, they can more or less make out. So this huge sum, this is explaining what is pushing up the print media, because that's the nearest at hand. Nearest media available at hand. Internet. Internet is catching up and they have crossed the newspapers as early as 2008 in the US. I can't bluff with figures. Rupen Roy is here. He makes a living out of these figures. I only make an academic lecture. So here are the figures. TV channels in India, far from going down, look at the sharp curve that goes up. This explains 91, there was only Doordarshan. 92 channels increased only in terms of theoretical. 99, 97, and 98 was the Supreme Court judgment that airwaves belong to the nation. Licensing scheme was opened up. 96, you had 55 channels instead of 2 effective channels. And then by 2000, open skies policy. NDTV and others who were supposed to be doing their uplinking from foreign satellites, because Indian satellites were not offered to them. The satellite linking policy was liberalized. It shoots up. Its economics become better. After that, there was no holding. In fact, I'm a little worried because I checked up the March 13 figures before coming. It's 848. It's saying 835 at the end of the year, 848. Many people think that this laissez-faire is leading to some sort of an air anarchy. Anybody is putting up anything. Now we have absolutely no intention of getting into this business because it is best left for the market and the citizen to decide what they want. But the number is a bit frightening. Subscription. By subscribers, if you look, 2010, you see the first two, the deep blue, Nandita is a color, right? They call deep blue what? Huh? Okay. And 5 is digital cable. So cable operators took 68 and 5, 73 million. Most of cable is analog. And that analog does not lend itself to any monitoring or discipline. So then the story is that one really doesn't know how many connections the LCO has given, the local cable operator has given you, how many he has split within the house, is he hiding revenues back from the carriage from the companies? So it's a bit of a confusing world. So we have to go by what they say. The content producers feel that they are being short-changed for this. So, and besides, there is another reason for digitization. Anyway, let's go over the figures first. From 68 million on analog, if you come down to 2017, analog will reach 3 million, if at all it exists. And from 5 billion digital, that great digital controversy, we plunge off this thing, you have to go digital. From 5 billion, it will become 81 million. People are thinking of investment should put money here. 81 million will go digital. This is only on the cable supply. On 81 million, the reason is in a digital head, one spectrum, you can split it up 8 to 10 times. The capacity increases 8 to 10 times. Whereas on an analog wire, it's 1 to 1. We are going to run scarce of bandwidth. Bandwidth available to a nation is determined by the World by the WPC, it's known as the ITC convention, ITU, International Telecoms Union. They set the benchmark, they have allocated space, they have allocated the bandwidth for us. We have to operate within that bandwidth, all of us. Within that bandwidth, if your demand goes up, you have absolutely no option but to go in for compression technology. And compression technology means you have to digitize. The same pipe can send you 8 numbers, 10 numbers. So that's what digital is all about. Coming back to DTH. DTH, dish TV that is, we started with 28 million. This will shoot up to 90 million, which means 28 million is to 5 million was last 2 years ago. 28 million on dish and 5 million on digital cable. Exactly 5 years from today, dish will go up to 90 and digital cable to 81. The local cable operator is on his way out. He has to adopt. There are other digital forms, that's basically internet, which is not still appearing to be a major player in broadcasting. I'm using the word broadcasting here, I'm not talking print media. So this is the name of the game. Actually, I'll read these figures for those who are interested. It took me a long time to get these things together into something meaningful. TV revenue. In terms of revenue, we have this trade-off between advertisement and subscription. This is again a KPMG report, so it's not rocket science. KPMG is usually right, but not all the time. 2012, our estimate is about 25,000 crores, and the advertisement revenue is exactly half of that. That means subscription still became the base for subscription either to the local cable or through the dish operator was still getting the more money. Whereas advertisement was restricted to 1/3. That means all of you who feel very put off with advertisements in TV saying it's disturbing my show. Digital ads, 6.7% in the industry now, 22,200 crores, 2,200 crores. Non-mobile online is 2,000 of this 2,200 crores. First of all, the amount is not impressive. I'm looking in the direction of the mobile user who uses the tablet or the smartphone to get either TV or the news, the digital user. That's only 2,000 crores. Displays, it's called banners. They keep irritating you the moment you open up a website. You have these pop-up ads. Paid search, pay as you search. Short VF, short video films. Subscription. These are the 4 models. And the next one, but paid content is less than 5% of online ad revenue. This is what is worrying me. If paid content is less than 5%, can print, TV, radio replicate the revenue model? When different groups are moving from one sector of the media to the other, when a paper moves on from X language to English and then from English it moves on to its own TV channel, from its own TV channel it moves on to something else, or when a TV company moves back to an MSO, owns its own dish TV, sorry, I've said the name also. It owns its own dish TV. So you can see what is called consolidation. The capitalists use the word consolidation. For us, it is cartelization. Pay for a transfer of news and content from the way we collect and transmit it to the new way in which we shall receive it. And with that, I'll end my little presentation. Thank you very much.